DNA can be found in all living organisms. It stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. It contains units of biological building blocks called nucleotides. DNA is a vitally important molecule for not only humans, but also most other organisms. It contains our hereditary material and our genes, the things that make us unique. But what makes DNA a critically important component for life on Earth? DNA is constructed of molecular building components called nucleotides. These building blocks are comprised of three parts: a phosphate group, a sugar group, and one of four kinds of nitrogen bases. To make a strand of DNA, nucleotides are joined into chains, with the phosphate and sugar groups alternating. The four types of nitrogen bases present in nucleotides are adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. The arrangement or sequence of these bases determines what biological instructions are encoded in a strand of DNA. The term double helix is to describe DNA's winding, two-stranded chemical structure. This shape, which looks much like a twisted ladder, gives DNA the power to pass along biological instructions with great precision. The Swiss biochemist Friedrich Miescher first observed DNA in the late 1800s, but nearly a century passed from that discovery until researchers unraveled the structure of the DNA molecule and realized its central importance to biology. The value of DNA became obvious in 1953, thanks to the work of James Watson, Francis Crick, Maurice Wilkins, and Rosalind Franklin. By researching X-ray diffraction patterns and developing models, the scientists worked out the double helix shape of DNA, a structure that allows it to convey biological information from one generation to the next. Your cells read this code 3 bases at a time to build proteins that are required for growth and survival. The DNA sequence that holds the information to generate a protein is termed a gene. Proteins include diverse combinations of amino acids. When joined together in the precise order, each protein has a distinct structure and function within your body. The whole set of your DNA is called your genome. It comprises around 3 billion bases, 20,000 genes, and 23 pairs of chromosomes.
We have 3 billion base pairs of DNA in this double helix of DNA. 3 billion. And 99% of them are identical for all of us. So we can now sequence DNA, and you find 99% were exactly the same. That's what makes us human.
You inherit 1/2 of your DNA from your father and 1/2 from your mother. This DNA originates from the sperm and egg, respectively. Genes make up very little of your genome, about 1%. The remaining 99% helps govern things like when, how, and in what quantities your body creates proteins. The reason why DNA is crucial for life on Earth is because it contains the instructions needed for an organism to develop, survive, and reproduce. Without DNA, cells could not reproduce, which would mean extinction of the species. Normally, the nucleus makes copies of chromosomes. Without DNA, reproduction would be impossible and life would perish.